Saudi Arabia and Western states have for decades kept silent on the occupation of Saudi territories by Israel. Press TV's Homolesky gives us details as to where exactly these territories are located and how and when they were occupied.
Saudi territories occupied by Israel. Where are these territories and how and when were they occupied? Why have we never heard of Saudi Arabia trying to win them back? The latest initiative to end the Arab-Israeli conflict was proposed by King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia during an Arab League conference in 2002. But even then, the case of the two Saudi islands called Tieran and Safiran was not brought up. Let's take a closer look now. The islands of Tieran and Safiran are stationed here. You can see their location, respectively with areas of 80 and 33 square kilometers. They belonged to Saudi Arabia. In 1967, the late Saudi King Faisal gave control of the islands to Egypt to prevent Israel from sending its ships to Eilat, stationed here during the Six-Day War. Now, the islands were occupied by Israel along with the Sinai Peninsula following that war. In 1978, when Egypt's Anwar Sadat signed a peace treaty with Israel, he refused to mention the status of these two islands as part of the agreement, saying that they belonged to Saudi Arabia. But what's interesting is that Saudi Arabia has not commented on the status of the islands since. In fact, a simple internet search shows that Tieran and Safiran are labelled as Saudi territory. But why has Riyadh chosen to remain silent about them? Well, some say the islands are just too small and unimportant for Saudi Arabia, but others argue this is not the case because Saudi Arabia has fought with Yemen over control of the Hunayn Islands that are approximately the same size. What's more, they say that these islands, though they are small, their location is very strategic because controlling these two islands, Safiran and Tieran, effectively means controlling the entrance of the Gulf of Aqaba, and this is Israel's only way into the Red Sea. So these observers say the reason behind Saudi Arabia's silence is clear. They say Riyadh is helping Israel control the entrance of the Gulf of Aqaba and thereby helping it access the Red Sea. So Tel Aviv currently has a military presence in the islands, and it's not clear why a lot of Saudis do not know that these two islands belong to them but are under Israeli occupation, and their government is doing nothing to retake them.